Nikki, over to you. Also, as always, we're recording the meeting, so you can kind of look back and go back into the session if need be, when we deal with some of the exercises that we've got to do as a result of the session, and for those who are unable to attend live. Thank you.
Can I just ask a technical question, Simone, please? Yes, Rio, I've got now I'm on an iPad, unfortunately, so I've got a dozen people on my screen. When people are asking questions or raising hands or whatever, will I be able to see them? How's that going to happen? Will they automatically come up on screen or what?
Depending on how your settings are, when the person's speaking, you should have the person right, kind of flash up. But Kevin, if you don't, what I'm going to do is I'll have it on gallery. So if there's anybody that does say something and you can't see, I'll let you know. I'll kind of flag it to you if that's okay. Yeah.
Brilliant. That'd be very helpful.
Brilliant. All right. Over to you, Nikki.
Thank you. Well, look, thank you, everyone. I'm really thrilled to be here for the first session with you all, and to have Kevin, who also kicked it off for us last year. So this time last year was our first session. And this session is all about purpose. And that's something that Kevin has been working with Fremantle on since 2004. We came up with our company purpose back in 2004. And probably more actively since about 2016 has worked with about now 300 of our top leaders doing this type of work, helping them build their own personal purpose, share it, define it, and work out, how they want to use it. And so lots of us at Fremantle now have a personal purpose. We talk quite openly about it. We'll get to talking a bit later about dreams and one-word equities, and I'm very happy to share mine, and Kevin will definitely share his. But I would just say, from a personal point of view, it's really liberating once you find your purpose and you start sharing it with everybody. So I can't sort of encourage you enough to say, do the work, share it. We're all here to sort of help you.
Look how I stand out, because I got blonde hair.
Please put yourselves on mute if you're not talking. Thank you.
Because it's a really empowering thing to do. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to Kevin, and we'll start the session. Thank you.
That sounded like a parliamentary introduction, that, Nikki. It's very measured and very... Well, I'm afraid that's as good as it gets, everybody. Now it's going to turn into a bit of a circus. I'm pretty stoked about this because over the last, this is just fun for me. I've spent my life, in marketing, advertising, leadership, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm at this fantastic, a guy was telling me, I was in Barcelona last week, and we were having a fantastic meal, and he was telling me later on, as you do, that there are 5 stages in life, right? You go through, try and figure out which one you're at right now. You start life by learning to do. You learn to do. Then you have a period when you start doing stuff. Pretty exciting. So you go from learn to do, okay? After doing that for a bit, you teach others to do. You teach others to do. And then you make others do. It's a whole different phase, right? When I was CEO for Saatchi and Saatchi, I spent a little bit of time making clients try and do the right thing and look at the world through the right end of the telescope and imagine that they had a heart and soul instead of just a brain. So you make them do. And then finally, the final stage is you let them do. So I'm in that, let them do. So what I'm stoked about is a chance to talk to 50 of you champions, because I've just been blown away. You'll be pleased to hear that last night, my daughter and my wife and I went through all your profiles. It's either a real sad thing about my family or a really great thing. You can make your own mind up. And we were inspired by them all, right? This is one hell of a group. You are now part of one hell of a community. And this can be a real, I don't want to use this tipping point stuff, so I'll use it. Everybody, everybody does that. I'm not going to use this, and then they use it. That's what they do all the time, right? It's like stupid. Anyway, So I'm not going to do that though. So, okay, this is a breakthrough for you now. There are 3 C's that I've learned are really important, right? They are creativity. You guys give yourself a huge big tick in that box. This is a creativist group as can right now, anywhere in the world, I'm telling you, anywhere in the world, there is no more creative group of 50 people on Zoom. I know most of them, so I know this to be true, okay? Right? So, you know, I mean, this is an amazing, you probably don't even get it yet, how amazing this is that we're here now. So it's fantastic. So first C, creativity, you all pass. Second C is what we're doing now, connectivity, right? Because we don't live in a vacuum. And despite these political idiots who are charging around the world in various countries, all of them single-handedly and together screwing our lives and our world up through lack of moral purpose, irrespective of political party, of what, irrespective of anything, they're just driven by the wrong things, these guys who are attempting to lead us. They're all looking for differences. What we've got to do is connect together. Elvis Costello got it right? What's so wrong about peace, love, and understanding? You are coming together now, connecting. You're the people that make the difference. We live in the age of the idea. We don't live in the age of bureaucracy, of politics, of power, of all these hard powers that these leaders are trying to do. That's not going to work. I mean, they got to be blind. It isn't working. It's a fail. Connectivity. We got to connect. We've got to come together, create harmony, and create good stuff. Every single one of you, because I've been through your profiles, is a born connector. Okay. Now you get the chance in this community to connect at speed with, honestly, the best of the best. I mean, tomorrow belongs to you. Tomorrow belongs to you, and tomorrow just started. Right? Tomorrow starts now. No? So, creativity, connectivity, and collaboration. Man, you all know we gotta work. We gotta work together. The whole Fremantle that Nikki was talking about, our whole spirit is in 2 words: connecting, creativity. We want to connect the best talent, the best platforms, the best programmers with the right audiences. We want to be the place that creatives call home. Because creatives, you know, at one stage I had 80,000 people working with me, and a lot of them were inherently creative. They looked at the same thing everybody else looks at, but saw something different, irrespective of what their idiot title was or function was. They were just driven by imagination and instinct and intuition. All these good things that you guys have got: imagination, instinct, intuition. Just got to grow the confidence to trust them, right? Because your instincts are great. That's why you've got where you've got to already. Trust them, right? So those 3 C's: connectivity, collaboration, creativity. Over the next year, this amazing initiative that Simone's put together with Nikki and Babita and so on, you have the chance to, maybe these people won't become family. I hope some of them do, but they'll certainly become a community. You'll certainly become a tribe. You'll certainly become a collective, and your power will grow exponentially. Does that make sense to you all? Yes or no? If not, you can just nod and I'll never know, you know, it's okay. And you can smile like you are doing now. It makes me feel better anyway. So that's good. But it makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you, Nikki?
Sorry, I'm not good on Zoom. I'm much better on Teams. Yes, it did make perfect sense to me. Thank you. And actually, one of the very lovely things about the fact we had a conference last month, or earlier this month, in fact, in Rome, was how many people during the conference, which was the first time we'd all got together in a couple of years, were using the word family about Fremantle. And not because anybody told them to, but because that was how they feel about it. And it's honestly, when you see it in action, it's one of the most powerful things. So in the same way that Kevin hopes this group here will feel like a family, in a few weeks, months time. It's, if you can get that right and get that feeling working, it really is the most powerful thing. So yeah.
Thanks, Vicky. And I'm really glad you picked that out, right? I wrote a book years ago called, I can't remember what it was called now, Peak Performance, Lessons from the World's Great Sporting Teams, right? I deliberately didn't do Manchester United because I'm a Manchester City fan. So there you go. But we looked at the Chicago Bulls, and we looked at the New York Yankees, and we looked at the US women's soccer team, et cetera, the New Zealand All Blacks, and went into what made them so special over 25 years, not just over 5 years, where we did Bayern Munich, as it happens from football. And we found that the most compelling cultural thing, the magic, the X factor, wasn't very corporate at all, thank God. It was if you could feel like a family and perform like a team. That was the essence of sustained success. And I know that family means different things to everybody, right? It's the beauty of family, okay? And I know that families, you know, whether you're from whichever culture, whichever country, whichever demographic, whichever age group, whichever, you know, whatever it is, families are different, and a part of them are functional and part of them are dysfunctional, and they're complex because you have in-laws, you have outlaws, you have your idiot brother, and you have all this kind of stuff going on, right? But they all share, no matter what country you live in and what your religion is and whatever, they all share two things, okay? They are caring and demanding. They're caring because they're built on love, and somebody there loves you, even when you do something, you know, wasn't your smartest moment. They're there for you. They trust you. They care for you. It can be a mom, it can be a daughter, it can be your dad. If you're a boy, your dad will never tell you, but it could be, you know, any of those people, your auntie or whatever. They care. But at the same time, families are super demanding. All your parents want you to have all the things they never had, and they want you to be your best you, whatever that means. And you want that for the people near and dear to you. And, you know, you've got high standards, and there will be arguments and rows and this, but you really want to live your best life and to live a better life. And that's very demanding. So caring and demanding, those are the things. And those are the things that will make you successful in this post-pandemic VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. The next 5 years are not going to get easy or straightforward. There's no going back. There is no new normal, right? There's only the new abnormal. And this is about top down isn't working. So you've got to try and drive the revolution from where you are and make a difference, entertain people, inform people, stimulate people, correct some wrongs. Most of all, just control your controllables, lead your best life, and have one hell of an impact, right? Think about eyes, okay? Think about the eyes. What eyes do I mean? First eye, imagination. Read your profiles. You're going to get 10 out of 10 for imagination. You're imagining all kind of stuff. You're better than Disney's Imagineers. So you got that. Instinct. Don't let people talk you out of that. Okay. I was very motivated, and I got to know a great man, Colin Powell, who should have been president of the United States instead of the Muppets that have since been in that job. And Powell, and the only reason Powell didn't do it was his wife felt that the country he had given so much to the country that the country would just take more and more and more, and her and her family would lose him. And he listened, and so he didn't take the highest office. Anyway, Colin Powell said we spent a lot of time together, and he said to me once, never let the facts get in the way of a good decision. And what he was saying to me was, listen, you're you're a working class guy. You've come through, you've made it, all this. So let me tell you something about yourself. Your instincts are pretty good. You can survive, revive, and thrive. Otherwise, you couldn't have got there. Well, this applies to you guys, you know, in big buckets, right? Your instincts must be good because instinctively you have made your way into this group of 50 superstars, right? Potential champions. What people do though is they stop listening to their instincts, okay? Because it gets drilled out of them after the age of 5. People start making you pass exams and do idiot homework and study stuff that's of no use to you whatsoever. And you have to follow all kinds of rules and peers and bloody platform pressure and all this stuff. So you don't trust your instincts anymore. You look for the facts and the rationale and the reasons and the AI and the data and and there you go. We just did an exercise 2 weeks ago. 20 adults, 20 kids, okay? We gave them all a picture. The picture was black and white paper, black circle. Said to the 20 adults, what do you see? I don't know how we do this. Somebody tell me, what did they see, the 20 adults? 16 of them saw the same thing. What did they see?
The black circle.
There you go. That's what they saw. Brilliant. Black circle. Well done. Fantastic. 16 adults. We did the same with kids, 5-year-olds. Yeah, you know where this is going, right? 5-year-olds. Okay. 4 of the kids said they saw a circle. How about the other 16?
So the white.
No. Good one though. I like it. That's a very good man, if you can see the white when everybody's seen the black circle, that's a pretty good start. What did they say?
Blue.
Yeah. 16 of them, saw 16 different things. They saw a ball, a moon, they saw a burger. One of them saw a donut. I like that. I like donut. I've never eaten a donut in my life, but so the kids had all these imaginative answers and these adults just saw a black circle. All right. Follow your instincts. Trust your instincts now. Don't justify your instincts. Fight or flight, doesn't matter. Just you've made it. You've got where you've got through your inherent instinct. Obviously your DNA, obviously your environment, obviously your experience. But at the heart of this, for a creative person, I am telling you, right? Instinct is everything. Learn to trust it. Nobody out there's trusting theirs. The ones that do are getting Oscar nominations on Sunday, okay? The ones that don't are just in the middle, living just before they die, okay? That's it. Trust your instinct. Next eye, intuition. Instinct can't be trained or developed. Intuition can. Intuition, you've got to know how the audience feels before they do, not after. You've got to have the empathy of, I used to work with, when I was in Canada, I did a lot of work with Sony way before you guys, but they had the Sony Walkman. It was the greatest thing, and we were all very hippie with the Sony Walkman. And we had yellow ones and white ones. We had ones that worked underwater, but all of them only played 16 songs, right? Steve Jobs, and in the end, we got to Spotify, but he intuitively didn't do any research on tech, didn't do any research on music. He went out and listened to people, and he observed, because you listen with your eyes, no, more than your ears. He observed that people wanted bespoke, they wanted incredible choice, they wanted freedom of movement, mobility. Hence came the iPod, hence then came iTunes, then came Spotify, etc., etc., etc. So he could feel, not one person out there said, I want any of those things. They just wanted a better mousetrap, a better Walkman. But intuitively, he could feel them. So keep working on your intuition, right? Instinct, intuition, imagination. And then the final I, the world that we live in is all about impact. Impact. So, you know, when kids down there said, I saw the white space, that was an impactful response to me. I will remember that because that never struck me and not one of the people said it, right? So, boom, just boom. That's a highly impactful kind of contribution. So as you go through this year, I've seen the stuff you're doing and you've been very impactful. Never lose sight of that, because in this great big cluttered cacophony of noise and gossip and comment and ill-informed nonsense, you've got to stay clear. You've got to make a difference, which means you've got to stand for something, right? If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. Okay? And it all starts with purpose. With purpose. It's the most overused word. Actually, no, sustainability is way more overused than that. But actually diversity is overused as well, right? So all these words have just become blah, 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 and people hide behind them now instead of getting to the real core and the essence of what they mean and doing something about it. They just say the word and go, oh, me, I'm okay. Anyway, but purpose is overused. But what purpose is? Actually, your purpose in life is to find your purpose. Otherwise, you live, you die, you make no impact. It's just boom. So you've got to find your purpose. We found a way to do this thing on a page, right? Nobody has one. Nobody. Everybody's got. You've all stopped dreaming since you were 5 because they've just been ripped out of you because you've had to survive and all that stuff and do all these objectives and goals and missions and all this corporate claptrap, right? But you've forgotten how to dream and you don't articulate it and you're embarrassed about it. And it's not big enough anyway, because you've been taught that you have to achieve your goals and you have to measure them. Dreams are not about counting the stars. They're about reaching for the stars. And man, you guys, you can do this. I mean, you can do this. You are together. I don't know what words you're thinking about, but when I saw this group, the word that came to my mind was unstoppable. The 50 of you, if you can combine, somehow will become unstoppable. The world is out there waiting for you, right? It just doesn't know it yet. The numbers, the stats, all this nonsense, they're just dribble. You're going to just annihilate all that. The idea of glass ceilings is just a nonsensical idea. There is no glass ceiling. There isn't, not for you. You're going to go crashing through things that are on Mars, not on a bloody ceiling, okay? You don't want to think like that. Sounds like Hillary Clinton, and how boring was that? So you can go much further than that. Starts with personal purpose. Purpose in life is to find a purpose, okay? We've got a way of doing it. Nikki's got it, Fremantle have done it, Simone's busy on it. I've had one for many, many years, right? Once you have a personal purpose, if you don't know where you're going, all roads will take you there, right? You gotta know where you're going, because you guys are all halfway up the mountain, right? But it's not the right mountain. The mountain that you're climbing up, you'll get to the top of that one in kind of 2 or 3 years, much faster than that. After this, the end of this year, that's when you'll get to that one, right? Bang. Then we go again and again and again. Boom. Higher, higher, higher. Sitius, Altius, Fortius. Higher, stronger, faster, right? Higher, stronger, faster. And I've had no coffee yet. You know, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning where I am in Arizona. Can you imagine if I don't drink coffee? Could you imagine what it'd be like if I did? My wife made me stop. I can't imagine why. No, I can't imagine. There you go. It is a terrible thing. Emma, I'm looking at you on my screen, right? Fremantle up there. Can you see me, Emma? Yes, yes, yes. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. Thank you.
You've got a super boss, huh?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Oh, you got a few. I don't know if they're all super, but the big boss is super.
Yes.
She's a good, I really like her. Anyway, there we go. What else did I want to say about anything on that? True grit, I was going to talk about. Yeah, that's the most important thing you're going to need. True grit, right? True Grit. You might have seen the movie. I doubt it, but your dad might. I don't know, your mum. Anyway, True Grit, the first version was John Wayne, whoever he was, Rooster Coburn, and the second movie had Jeff Bridges in it. The second movie, they're never any good remakes, right? I don't really believe in them. Anyway, True Grit. We've looked at over the last 2 years, when we were locked up in our caves and denied our freedom, while science performed a miracle, and we lost an extra year that we didn't really need to lose, but now we're back, okay? And I worked with a load of leaders during that period, and I got asked by a bunch of commentators, blah, 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 what was the key differentiator between leaders who did well over these 2 years and leaders who didn't do as well, either at home, in life, at work, just generally didn't do quite as well. And they asked about 5 people, and the other 4 people they all gave very learned dissertations on this thing. I was kicked out of school at 16, so I wasn't able to get into all this academic strategic stuff, right? All these big words now. I mean, the only kind of 3-syllable word I know is umbrella. So I didn't do it that way. I said, look, the biggest differentiator I've seen is those leaders that have true grit did great. I can tell you that. And they said, what's true grit? I said, well, it's different to grit. Okay, true grit's a really real thing. We will all know 1 or 2 people that have it in the movies, in football, in our own lives. Maybe we've got it. Maybe some of our kids have got it. Maybe your siblings have got it. Maybe some of your friends have. Maybe. It's rare though. It's rare. Grit's a good thing, right? Grit is 2 of the things. So they asked me to define what it was, so I had to make something up pretty quickly because I'd never really thought about that. I just knew it when I saw it. But now actually it's quite helpful because I know what it is. True grit, G stands for growth. I'll get back to that. R is resilience, which you'd be familiar with. I is instinct, which I've just harped on incredibly boringly, so I won't spend a lot more time on that. But I probably will, because obviously when you say you don't do it, you do. And the T is tenacity, which is familiar to you, right? So in grit, resilience and tenacity are very important. Resilience, okay? In your jobs, most of you, I can tell you, you got to do, before you go out to work every morning, right? You got to make sure you strap on 2 things. 2 things. 1, a bulletproof chest. 2, a waterproof back, because the bastards are going to be coming at you from the front and from behind you. Okay, you're going to be stabbed in the back, you're going to be let down in the front, and it's going to keep going because people in our creative world are not impeccable with their word, and they do take us down some very funny paths. So you got to have resilience. You know, you're just going to get a lot of that. And you would know a lot about that, as I have experienced a lot of that too, right? So you got to be resilient, right? You just got to be able to take it, get up again, take it, get up again, all the time, smiling and learning. Fail fast, learn fast, fix fast. Fail fast, that's pretty easy. Learn fast, not so easy. Fixing fast, the most important. Don't talk about it, don't report it, don't dwell on it, don't take it personally. Just bloody fix it. And remember Einstein's definition of a genius, someone who makes the same mistake once, right? Keep failing in different ways. It's much more fun and moves you forward faster. Anyway, resilience, okay, you know what that is. Tenacity. When going through hell, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, right? Never, ever give up, all that stuff. Everybody's been telling you that since you're about 3. And it's really good advice, okay? Most of the time. Some of the times you don't give up, but you take a different path, obviously. You adapt, improvise, overcome. Adapt, improvise, overcome. Adapt, improvise, overcome. The other 2 things, though, are what true grit is. The G and the I. The I we've talked about. The people that succeeded in the last 2 years are those people that trusted their instincts and they relied on their gut and their heart and their soul. And they said, I can't explain it, but in my heart, this is wrong. In my gut, I know this is not going to work. And I can't explain it to you. I'm not going to try to, but that's what I'm going to do. And I can be right or wrong. I don't know, but I'm listening to my gut. Those people succeeded. And the other thing is growth. Even in these tough times where everybody's got a story, there's been tragedy, there's been incredible pain, there's been mental health issues, the like of which we've never seen before, family issues, the like of which we've never seen before, business. It's been really tough, okay? Surviving was job number 1. But the people with true grit, that wasn't enough. They revived and they thrived. I was made for times like this. I mean, I hope I never see them again, but I missed all my 9 grandkids and my 6 kids, and I missed all my friends, but man alive, I was focused, committed, and absolutely on point during this thing. Luckily, we kept all our family safe. We grew the business, we grew family. We had weekly calls with all our kids because they live in Singapore and New Zealand, the UK and the US. We never used to do that, but we had a weekly call for 2 hours with just me and the kids and my wife. It was fantastic. So we grew as a family and we grew as a business, and I grew as a leader because I learned a hell of a lot about me and about our people. So that's true grit. You will need true grit to be the best you, because nothing's going to be easy. You already know that. There's not a lot of silver spoons being fed your way, I don't think, right? So, and the business is going to get tougher and tighter and harder and squeezier and complex and therefore more exciting for us, because what went before is no predicator for what will go from now. This is your time. True grit, that's what you need. You can think about people with true grit, athletes that have them. You can't, I mean, does Boris Johnson have true grit? Don't make me laugh. Does Joe Biden have it? I mean, he can't remember, so it doesn't matter. Does Donald Trump have it? No, he's too busy talking to even. Anyway, the words are too big for him. They've got 4 letters in them, so that's complex for him. So you look at Macron, he's got whatever the reverse is of that. He's got the exact mirror opposite of it, right? But you will know some people that have. As you think about your personal purpose, just think about growth, resilience, tenacity, instinct. See where that fits in your heart, in your makeup, in your armory. Because if you can weaponize those things to win, because you're here to win, right? You're here to win. You don't want to lose. And you don't want to be, you only want to be the best you can be. Forget what other people want. It's just irrelevant, right? But in your heart, look in that mirror, figure out who your best you could be and how you can move towards best ever days. I like living my best day every day. I hate having crap days, right? I really resent them. I don't have that many left, and the ones that I have left, I want to be great. So when I was younger, I kind of had the same view, but then the way I handled that problem was staying up till about 5 a.m. But those were the good old days, right? So I can't, that option's not open to me anymore. But it starts with this personal purpose. It starts with defining who you are, okay? Who you are. And I think, Nikita, we sent everyone a deck on this. Did we, Di? Somebody knows if we did that. Nikki, you don't.
We sent you module 2 talking about purpose and the template. They've got your purpose, Kevin, as well as an example of how to fill it in. So everybody should have had a chance to have a look at that and think about, you know, their own, some of the ideas they might want to put forward for theirs.
Fantastic. Finding efficiency from Fremantle. It's very helpful, right? The way you do anything is the way you do everything. Think about that. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. If you train bad, you play bad, right? If you look like a mess, you think like a mess. If you feel sharp, you are sharp, right? If you, I don't believe in this. If you're focused and disciplined, then that's what you'll be when you perform. So define whoever it is you are, but the way you do anything, really over time, is the way you do everything. So whatever you think it takes to be your best you, bring your best you to the table all the time, right? All the time. You start, if you look at this thing, right, the whole point of this, as I think was mentioned in the beginning, is at the end of these 12 months, if you walk out of here with a personal purpose on a page that you've started to live, you will show exponential growth. Of that, I am sure, and I'm sure for 2 reasons. I have faith in your talent, and I have faith in this process. So when you bring together talent and a process, stuff that works, it's powerful, right? So I urge you to do this. It's not easy. In fact, it's pretty hard. It takes people typically 3 months because they're not used to this kind of deep dive into themselves. They deep dive into the business, they deep dive into their shows, they deep dive into their problems, they deep dive into lots of stuff, but they're pretty much, you know, it's work first, it's the product, then it's kind of a bit of family, some friends, and then if there's any time left, you think about yourself. We kind of got that in the wrong order, really, because a healthy, happy, absolutely driven you is of more use to the community than any other you, right? Happy you is very important. Happy people make people happy. Happy people make people happy, right? You're in an industry which is about happiness. I mean, what you're selling are hopes, dreams, entertainment, in whichever way you're doing it, whether it's provocative, you know, whether it's inspirational, whether you have a real message to communicate, you're going to entertain people. You got to be, the whole focus of Fremantle is to create irresistible entertainment, to create, that's a really worthy objective in a miserable life where people are trying to screw it up for us at every turn. You're in a great, media is just a great choice. Okay, not all of them. 3 of my kids have made that choice in their own ways and are incredibly happy, and I'm incredibly proud and stimulated by the kind of conversations that we have. and the kind of people that they become. They're your age. Okay, so you start with who you are, right? What are those adjectives that describe you, that you're a very core? And the way you should look at this template is that this character starts with a noun, which is, what's the most important noun for you? Nikki said for Fremantle, it's family. For me, it's family. Whatever interpretation you have on that family, but it could be a team. We did with this with Apple, okay? What do you think Apple said this is the top of Apple when Steve Jobs was there, and Johnny Ives and all these comedians, Tim Cook was there. They were all in this room, and I asked them what was the collective noun for Apple. What do you think it would be, the collective noun for Apple? Let's just have some volunteers, please.
Creative.
Connectivity.
Say again?
Connectivity.
Okay, yeah, they did want to be connectors. Try and think of this as a group name. So think of it as a collective, a word that describes a group of people. So it could be a team, it could be a unit, it could be a platoon. Do you want to share the document? Yes, Simone, that would be a good idea. Community, great, right? Are they a community? I think that was a real, yeah, go to the blank, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, there we go. All right. So has everyone seen that? That's what we're doing right now. So if everybody's got that, that's what I'm going to be talking from at the moment. And if you put that next to mine, the idea is for everyone to fill in that whole personal purpose sometime during this session. So we can take that down now, and I could look back at all the friendly smiling faces. Thank you. So community, I think that's what they are. But they didn't. They wanted to push it further. So great start. Build on community. Another
Family.
Family. Pardon?
Family, yeah.
Family. I wish. No, Jobs thought that was laughable. And if you saw what happened to his family life, you'd understand why he thought that. So, and it's why it happened to his family life, is because he did think that instead of taking it seriously and working at it. No, that was too sort of soft for them. They were wrong, but that's what they said. Now,
Innovation.
try and think of that as a collective noun of people. Innovative is definitely part of their character. They were innovative.
Sidra, say the one that you suggested. Sidra, say your suggestion. That was very funny. Where are you?
What, cult?
Yeah, well, Sidra, you go to the top of the class.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I've got funny things on my face. Yes, cult.
And you're correct.
Ah, thank you.
So they, and I look at them in amazement and bewilderment, right, that they would want to be a cult. But man, they did, and they were, and I was part of that cult. You know, I don't know what you used.
I mean, I spent a little bit of time in America just to go and visit my wee sister, and she had this dinner, and over in the corner was like the Apple spouses, and it felt like I wasn't allowed in there.
Well, they don't let you in if you're not an Apple user, right? You're not in their system, right? Yeah. And we remember when we all first started wearing the white buds, and you'd see people in the gym or on the street, you'd feel that you were all part of this creative cult, right? So yeah, they wanted to be a cult. Now, we did the same thing with Microsoft. Gates, that's when he wasn't dilly-dallying with other people. So Gates, when he was doing work, and Baumer and all these guys, what did Microsoft think their common cultural group name was? Were they a band, a pack, or what? profiteers. Way to go, Jay. Way to go, Jay. I have some empathy and sympathy for that point of view. Rebels, no. In fact, think, Sidra, that's a starter, because we can think the opposite of rebels would get you closer to the Microsofties world. One last thought from someone. Bland, yeah. Army, okay, there we go, Anna, an army. Anna, did you do this documentary on Shane Warne?
I did, yes.
I loved it, and I loved him. I was a personal mate of his. He stayed with me in New Zealand
Right.
3 times. So my son, Ben, who's got his own talent company in Singapore, his greatest claim to fame is that he bowled Warney out. We had a cricket net in my house in New Zealand, and
Brilliant.
the Aussies used to come and have a day away from their tour of New Zealand with no cameras and no people, because we had an enclosed place with a tennis court, a pool, and sounds like Lives of the Rich and Famous, doesn't it? And except we had Shane Warne there, so that kind of burst the bubble. But what a wonderful, wonderful guy, and what a tragedy, eh?
A real talent.
Beautiful guy. So anyway,
but very flawed.
Yeah, good flawed also. Aren't we all?
Yes.
Aren't we all? And the thing is to, like I did with Warney, right? I mean, to recognize your flaws, to live with them, to like them, really, because the relentless pursuit of perfection is an arduous task. The passionate pursuit of freedom is so much more fun. Anyway, the army of Microsoft. Microsoft felt their group collective word, a machine. And they were proud of it. And they said, we're all cogs in the machine. We make things go faster, cleaner, and this. We're not Apple. We're not, we're not the trailblazers that you are. We're a machine. And I looked at them and I realized that I had just spent my last ever meeting with Microsoft, because I did not want to be part of was a machine, right? But that's what they are. So you figure out what collective noun you want to be part of in your life. Are you part of a tribe, a community? I did this with the England cricket team before they went to play Australia for the Ashes. They were big guys then. They had Ben Stokes. There were no coaches allowed. It was just the players. I had them for a day. And I said to them, you're going to go out, you're going to get your ass wiped by the Australians until you shape up. I said, I asked them what collective noun they were, and they said, we're a team or we're a squad. And I said, well, actually, I think you're a flock, and all you're doing is following the captain, and you're like sheep. And Ben Stokes, who's this blunt, brave, was a young lad then, just breaking into the team. Jimmy Anderson, who was from Lancaster, or Lancashire, like I am, broadly spoken, said, yeah, we might be a flock, but we're going to turn now into a pack. And for the rest of the day, they spent together as a group figuring out how they could become a pack of wolves to come together against the Australians, so that if one of them was under threat, the whole pack would enter the threat. Okay. So think of what it is that you would like to be part of and are part of in your life. Are you part of a community, whatever. Then you look at the 7 adjectives that describe you, that make you unique. And you are unique. Nobody has your combo of DNA, environment, experience, and dream. Nobody has that, just you. You're the only person in the world that has those 4 things, right? So what is it that makes you unique? And you start with 2 or 3 things at the bottom, adjectives that are core and fundamental, okay? That are intrinsic to you. And then you work up to 3 or 4 at the top that make you irresistible, because irresistible is what Shane Warne was. And it's what you've got to be. You have got to make you the one everybody chooses. In a shootout, it's you, man, because you are impactful and irresistible, because you are, whatever it is, charismatic, inspirational, innovative, as you said, creative, the things that make you your X factor, right? So you figure out who you are, and you will generally be too modest, too humble, and pretty boring and very generic. So you've got to work through all that shit and look for words that are colorful, that are impactful, that are true. Ask your friends. They think more of you than you do. That's why they're your friends. And they will see in you intrinsic and extrinsic values that will blow you away. Ask someone close to you in your family who'll give you the real story on how brilliant you are and how fabulous you are. No negative words in that character statement. No pessimistic words. Right? Find words. They can be aspirational. 2 of them can be not true right now, but absolutely where you're going to get to. Okay, maybe you're not inspirational as you'd like to be yet, but you know you want to be. You know you can be. So put it in there, man. We need inspiration. If that's it. If you want to be collaborative, and maybe you're a bit of a lone wolf at the moment, but you know in your heart you'd love to collaborate, stick it in there. Give it something that you can believe in and aim for, and you'll deliver it. So that starts with who you are, okay? And that'll take you a little bit of while to work through your own humility. Then you go on to something which is pretty difficult, the beliefs. What do you believe? What do you believe? I sent you my purpose, right, to give you an idea. So I believe inherently everything starts with purpose. I've had a purpose since I was 7, different one. I mean, it was like an animal song, right? We got to get out of this place, right? It was kind of my first purpose. I ran away from home 11 times, properly ran away from home, right? So you got to have a purpose. Everything starts with purpose. Everything starts with a framework. I believe that. I believe in the unreasonable power of creativity. Okay. When I ran Saatchi and Saatchi, we had 10,000 people. When I was the head coach at Publicis, we had 87,000, right? And I believed I don't really care about any of this stuff. We can measure our systems, our processes, all this gobbledygook. That's all great, but creativity has unreasonable power. You cannot measure it. You cannot identify it. You cannot put it in a box. It has the unique power to change the world. Military power will not stop what's going on in the Ukraine. We need an idea. And at the moment, the West is idealless. I believe nothing is impossible. You must believe that, because I'm not sure any of you would have thought you'd be where you are today when you were 11. I don't know. But you're going to prove nothing's impossible. Anyway, you figure out the 8 things that you believe, that you really, 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 really believe. These are not aspirational. These are truths. What the hell do you believe? Make them relevant to your life. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, I believe in God, but that's not going to be, it's just not driving my personal thing. It's a given. It's part of who I am, right? These beliefs have got to be something that will help me grow, help me progress. Petal Thank you so much. Sorry to miss you. Bye. But what a great name that is, Petal. One of my granddaughters is called Tilly Plum. I love that, right? I mean, anybody called a Tilly Plum or anybody called a Petal, that's something to live up to. And it's a beautiful thing to live up to. Anyway, there you go.
Thank
So,
you. Bye-bye.
hey, Petal, thank you for sharing. I see the world's behind you. Good. Take it. So get those beliefs out there. Feel them in your heart. Write them as if you were writing for a 5-year-old kid. Do not write them as if you're writing for a client or for a brief. Live life, love life is a belief of mine. All right. I want to do actually both of those two things for quite a long time too, but I didn't put that part in. They'll tell you who you are. Then the spirit that you see up there, that is the bumper sticker, the ad line, the slogan that brings together who you are. It's not words that you've used before, but it's what's in your spirit. When we interviewed the Chicago Bulls, okay, their spirit was one team, one dream. Actually, I think it was one team, Michael Jordan's dream, but he didn't say that. It was one team, one dream is what they said. And that's how you got Rodman and Pippen and all the other players to join in one dream and not to worry about themselves on the court. Actually, just give it MJ and everything will be okay. But what is the spirit? Okay. I told you the spirit of Fremantle is connecting creativity. Okay. My spirit is never out of the fight. I don't care what you do to me, what you say about me, what you point at me. I work with the Delta Force, right, in the United States, and their view is one of the beliefs I've stolen from them: adapt, improvise, overcome. They actually believe that if you have a unit of Delta Force is 6 people, and if you have these 6 people and they go up against an enemy force of 100, and the Delta Force position is kind of tough, they've run out of ammunition. Delta Force are good, right? They've each got a knife, and there's 6 of them, so they're never out of the fight. There's 100 fully armed insurgents. No, never out of the fight. If you play rugby in Ireland, down in Munster, I spent a lot of time down there doing that, and the Munster crew is stand up and fight. Company I work with, they have a view of no surrender, that they will just keep going. These things are all very military and kind of a little bit generational. Find the spirit that is your spirit, that captures who you are. Let freedom ring is a great spirit that I had in the 60s when I was 17. I was really part of the belief that the current generation had got it pretty screwed up, and we just had to be free. And I guess 50 years later on, I still have the same view. So what is that spirit in you? What is the bumper sticker? What is the t-shirt? What is the beanie? What is the baseball cap? What is your spirit? Then your dream, we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes. Do we have half an hour still to go, or I might got the timing wrong? Thanks, Simone. And then you get to the focus. The focus is how you put your dream in action. The focus is another bumpy sticker, right? It starts with a verb because it's about action. It's what you do every day, okay? The thing I was on the board of Team New Zealand, the America's Cup, the big yacht race, right? Which we won. You know, little New Zealand beat the Americans and the Italians. Actually, we shredded them. And then 4 years later, we flew too close to the sun, got enamored with technology, and forgot to listen to our racing instincts, and we got capsized and sunk. I preferred the first 4 years to the second 4 years. Anyway, the focus of everyone at Team New Zealand was make the boat go faster. Punta, finita la musica. Make the boat go faster. Focus of everyone at Fremantle, everyone, whether they are, I don't know if Damien's on the call. Damien, are you here? No. Okay, so wherever you work in Fremantle, whether you're on the business side of life, whether you're on the sales side of life, whether you're on the creative side of life, production, wherever you are at Fremantle, everybody's focus is the same. Create irresistible entertainment. And if you didn't do anything today to help that, you had a really lousy day. Create. What was the focus of Apple way back in the day? Started with a verb, it's only 2 words. Quick, quick. Slow, slow. Think different. Remember that? That was their focus. If you got in the elevator at 5 o'clock and Steve Jobs was in that, first of all, you have to scoop down behind you and pick up the poo, because there will be poo there. And then after you've done that, Jobs asks you a question. What did you do today to think different? If you got that wrong, you weren't in any other elevator at Apple at 5 o'clock. So what everybody did was keep out of the elevators, but you had to think different. When you were Nike, focus of Nike was, in the early days of Phil Knight,
Just do
Just do
it.
it.
just do it. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Don't give excuse. Just get out there, put your trainers on and run or play, but do it. The whole company was run like that. I worked with them for a bunch of things. Just do it. So what is your focus? Mine? You've seen mine, I hope. Make happy choices. I'm going to be with you guys for 2 hours, right? It seems longer already for you, I'm sure. For me, it seems like 5 minutes. What would I rather be doing now, Emma? What would I rather be doing now?
I think you're here. You're in the space where you want to be.
Absolutely correct. 100% correct. What I would rather be doing now is this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
No.
Now, people say, yeah, that's because you're, you're old, right? Which is like, actually, they say you're wise. They mean I'm old, but they don't want to go there, right? You're wise. Yeah, AKA old. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah. No, I did that when I was 7. I didn't do homework. I didn't want my kids to do homework. I don't believe in homework. I think should be made illegal. I think it's bullshit. You should do your work at school and then you should come home from school and play, because we need to play. You should go on your iPads. You should go out and play cricket. You should go and get lost. You should play. You should use your imagination, use your creativity, paint, draw, read, sleep. I don't care. Do not do bloody homework. It's nonsense. It's because teachers don't want to work, really. And the curriculum's stupid because you're all having to pass ridiculous exams that are of no use to you in life ever again. I mean, it's nonsense. I learned Latin. How stupid is that? Your younger daughter, Maria, she's a good one. Right? And then they make the parents do the homework. How do you like that? That's the worst. That's the worst crap, right? Forget it. I had my 3 kids. Yeah. Go and ask your dad to help you. Go get lost. I want to play cricket. I want to go. I've got a bar here called Tontas. I want to sit in the bar and drink some red wine at night. Talk to you kids about something fun. I don't want to do maths. Actually, I don't want to do maths ever, but I don't want to do that. Let's play. We can learn by play. So anyway, there you go. Make happy choices, right? This year for you guys, I hope this choice to join this collective, my friend's favorite subject is Latin. It was mine too. And you know why? Because it's about blood and gore and thunder and great stories and adventures. And I loved it too. So I'm with him. I mean, I read the Aeneid, right? And I remember a quote from Virgil in there. The gods first make bored those whom they wish to destroy. And you get shit like that and you go, well, yeah, I'm never going to do anything boring because God's going to destroy me. It's the first. And it's lived with me since I was 12 or something. And praise is a process was my school motto, right? Lead that you might serve. And that's been an incredible thing for me. For Manchester City, it's superbia in prolio, pride in battle. So there is some good, that's why boys like Latin, some boys, because it's all about going to war. Anyway, focus, make happy choices, right? You figure out what the focus is for you. Start with a verb, do that every day over the next 12 months. Inspirational dream. We're going to just talk about that quickly. Mine is to inspire everyone I touch to be the best they can be. When I was 17, it was to be a millionaire before I was 30. Because I was very poor, I was lucky enough to pass 11 plus and then get scholarships and blah, blah, blah. But nobody in my neighborhood had ever got out. And I thought at that time I was wrong, but I thought he who had the money had the power. He who had the money made the choices. So for me, it was about, shit, if I had money, I could save my sister. I could help all these poor kids like me that can't get out. I could build a decent primary school. Obviously, I came to realize that was not necessarily the right dream, but that was the dream that I had at the time, which was kind of laughed at, obviously, at school. But there you go. So you have a dream, which is about the impact that you want to have that will make you happy. It doesn't have to come true. It doesn't have to be measurable. It has to be way bigger than you think, because nothing's impossible. And if you can't dream, as Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. I don't really care if people can do it or not. It doesn't matter. But just have a dream and have everything else work towards that dream. To get you all started today, we asked you to do a couple of things. One was one word equity. One word equity. Sum up in one word, a noun, who you are, right? One noun. Who's Dwayne Johnson? He is what? The Rock. The Rock. Bruce Springsteen. The Boss. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Terminator. So who are you? Nikki promised to share her word with us. Nikki, you still there? You still going to fulfill your promise?
Yep. We talked about flocks earlier, but I'm the shepherd. And as soon as Kevin and I talked about it, probably now, I don't know, eight or 9 years ago, I realized it was absolutely who I am and probably who I have been since I was about 7 years old, when the teacher at school wrote in my school report, Nicola would be far better worrying more about her own work than worrying about everybody else's in the class, which still makes me smile even now.
Receptive of her.
I was quite upset at the time, but I can see it's very true to who I am. So yes, my role in life is to shepherd everybody else, whether it's at home with my family, friends, work, colleagues. They all get swept up and shepherded along. That's what I believe I'm here to do. Keep everyone.
And you're going to see that in action over the next 12 months, because as you develop this personal purpose stuff, Nikki is going to shepherd you into you being your best you this year. This is going to be the best year of your lives for your best you. It's up to you, right? And she's going to shepherd you there. I used to be the disruptor, right? Because I'm just dissatisfied with the status quo. I mean, there's 3 elements of change: disruptive, transformational, and incremental. That's all there is in change. You can read as many books you want on change. You can go to as many programs. They're all a waste of time. Just remember there's 3 kinds of change: disruptive, transformational, incremental. You've got to use all three. Your job as creative people is to figure out which kind of change to use to solve which problem or to create which opportunity. But believe me, the only disruptors in our society are you. If you're not watching Super Pumped, watch it. Okay? The true story of Uber in dramatized form. It's not a Fremantle show, so I'll get smacked for that when we're off camera. But you got to watch it because you will see disruption, transformation, incrementality, and you will see them used sometimes wrongly, sometimes correctly, and it will give you, and it's real, right? And amazing acting and well shot, blah, 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 blah. Incredible performances. Anyway, those are the kinds of changes that there are: transformational, disruptive, and incremental. I was a disruptor when I was at Pepsi Cola and when I was at Saatchi. I have now become the coach because I started off by saying, if you look at those 5 stages of to do, I'm now into let others do. So I am trying to transform you into my crew of disruptors. So I'm trying to coach you to disrupt. So you are my freedom fighters. You are my phalanx of 50. Shit, I only just thought of that. I'm really good at this stuff, man. I am too good for this place, I tell you. Anyway, my phalanx of 50, right? So I was a disruptor, and now my one-word equity is the coach, which is why my dream is to inspire everyone I touch to be the best they can be. We have 15 minutes left. Do we have some people, Simon? Maybe we can do 2 things, Simon, now. We can ask people for a couple of one-word equities that they might have thought of already for themselves, including you, maybe, I don't know. If not, you can pass the ball to someone else, or we can just go into any cute questions on anything they've got so far. It's your 15 minutes.
Fantastic. I would love to obviously open the space to ensure that people have an opportunity to ask questions. But before doing that, I would love to hear people's one-word equities, or kind of haven't given it a thought, because we've had a day really steeped in purpose and really thinking about that. So it'd be really good to hear some people's one-word equities. And I'm just going to be a cow and just kind of call people out. I'm not going to ask nobody. And for some reason, Chantel, I don't know why she turned off her mic. She knew I was going to call her, so I don't know why she turned off her mic. Just do your thing. What would you say your one-word equity is?
It was visionary.
Oh, yo! Well, shit, that's a bar to start. Great one. The way you say, that's very exciting, right? Okay, I love talking to visionaries. It's well, you watch Super Pumped, okay? Because Travis and his mate, they are visionaries, and they're beautifully flawed, or not so beautifully flawed in some cases. But anyway, you can test a good one-word equity. 1, if people can remember it. 2, if other people describe it to you as you are, well, he or she is a visionary, or it, or whatever term you use in these kind of things. I'm way lost on all this stuff. Anyway, but if the person is a visionary, and then the stories that people tell you about that person have elements of foresight in them, then you know it's true. The great thing about this one-word equity, I've found, and I've been doing it for, 20 years with people, is as soon as you commit it, right, you become it. Because you look at it and you go, yeah, shit, I am. So what I just did, it's because I can see a little bit further, and I can dare to be different, and I can dare to dream. That's a very high bar to kick off with. Good call, Simone. Good call. Who's next?
I could tell she was ready for that. And I can see the next person who's so ready with his one-word equity is Jay. I could just feel that he's like biting at the chump to share it with us. Come on, Jay. Don't let me down. Come on.
Sorry, I'm so not.
No pressure, Jay. Just relax, into it.
Yeah, I worked really hard. I can't narrow it down just yet.
You're still narrowing it down? Okay.
Yeah, I got the inspirational dream, if you want to hear that.
Say that one again.
I got the inspirational dream.
Inspirational.
Oh, well, give us that one just for fun, Jay. Can we have that one?
And the spirit, it's to live a happy, independent life. Disability doesn't mean you can't contribute to society. And the spirit is keep moving forward.
Yo!
No matter what gets in your way.
Oh my, Jay.
So forget the last part of that. Just keep going, right? Keep going. Keep moving forward is even better. That's a great spirit, Jay.
Okay.
Jay, man. I knew, oh man. All right, come on, you guys are not letting me down. I know that the next person I'm going to call is just going to blow my mind. Aren't you, Maria?
Keep going
I know you're going to blow
good.
my mind, Maria. Come on, sweetheart.
Hello. So I would say the word for me, unconventional. I love Chantel's word as well. I was like, I'm a bit of that, but unconventional. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. You can do better than that, because unconventional should be part of your character, because it's an adjective, and that's where it sits and lives. Okay. Yeah. Now, when you think of this one word equity, you got to think of a noun, and some inspiration are superheroes. So, so you could be, whoever is the most unconventional Marvel character.
Yeah.
We have a Wonder Woman, for instance, and she actually, for these sessions, gets herself kitted up in the Wonder Woman outfit, and she acts now like Wonder Woman. I mean, it's amazing, right? You can get inspiration from songs, from movies, from history, right? So you can look, for this. So unconventional is a terrific thing to have in your character, because conventions really are so bloody average.
Very
right?
true.
Right? So average. Okay. And that's okay. 97% of the world wants to live average lives. Good for them, right? That's their choice. It's up to them. But you're not that, right? So visionary, unconventional, I'm loving it. Think of another equity, got to be a noun.
Radical.
Simone, keep going.
Sorry.
Okay, well, come on, kids. Where are we going next? Come on, kids. Come on.
Oh, me. Trendsetter.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. So tell me a trend that you are about to set or have set.
Or,
no pressure.
put me on the spot.
Or you don't have to answer it under pressure thing, but I think you've got an answer because I can see it.
No, I think it's that thing that you were saying, that I don't like to follow. No, I don't like to follow. I don't like to follow the conventional rules. So I'm an orthodox. So it hasn't been done. Let me show you. It will be done, and it's going to work. So.
Fantastic, right? If not you, who, right? So you want to set trends, trendsetter. That's a great one-word equity. And actually, first time anyone's been brave enough or young enough or trendy enough to put it out there, right? So good on you. It's a high bar. I love high bars. What's the fun of, shit, the only way you can limbo dance is the bar a little bit high. Anyway, who's next? Not that
I'm
you're
thinking
in your
Anna. Anna looks like she had something to say. I could feel she wanted to say something.
It's because I had one, and then I thought, no, that's not good enough. The Maharani.
And you think that's not good enough because?
Well, no, that I was going to go with collaborator, but it feels a bit.
Yeah. It sounds a bit like German resistance, right? I like all your hats.
Thanks. At least I know where they are.
Yeah, you did. I swear, I put mine in not dissimilar places, but I have ones that are different. I don't know about you. You guys like got the same hat.
They're vaguely different. They're slightly different.
So explain your word to us. Why you chose it.
Well, I think it was when you said about history, and actually there was one person who I dealt with actually to make my engagement ring, and he called me the Maharani of Kerala, and I just thought, oh, that kind of fits.
Wow, what a great guy he was. Yeah, beautiful. That's the thing of beauty. I love it.
Thank you.
Good one, Simone. Good one.
Let's go, Sophie. Sophia, come on.
Hi. So initially I wrote the motivator, but similarly to Anna, I was like, yo, this is a bit tame. So then I was trying to think of feelings and words that connected to motivation, because that's what I like to do. And my word is euphoria.
Wow, yo, yeah. I mean, there's a superhero. That's a Disney movie right there, right? That's a Disney movie right there, Euphoria. That's fantastic. Fantastic. See, you keep pushing, like you don't need to push anything. You're not going to get any further than Euphoria. You stop, okay? I don't want anything else. Anything else gets into, different space. Euphoria is a thing of what you're doing, what Simone, what everyone's doing is really laddering up, which is fantastic, right? They start with some, and that's the way creative people go around this thing, is they start with the norm, the bland, the expected, the motivated. It's all very nice, very nice. And then creative people get braver and they ladder up. And this group is extremely fast already, but they're doing, I mean, we can do another one or two just for fun, but
I would love to. I mean, we've got a couple that I haven't heard from, and I would love to, while they're in the room, just kind of quickly, if I can just get Avril, it's Avril, Evelyn, and Emma. The Avril, Evelyn, and Emma. That's like the thing. So Avril, you go first. Yeah, you go first. Go.
Oh, should I go?
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. All right, Avril, you go first. Okay. Then Emma, then Evelyn. Yeah, go.
And then mine initially was a trailblazer.
Oh, well, we love that.
No,
and you've got better now.
So it was initially trailblazer. What is it now?
I have to think about if there's going to be another.
Oh, okay.
I think trailblazing is absolutely sensational, right? I mean, it's like trendsetter, and in your own nuance. For me, I look at trailblazers throughout history, the people that made America, what it was, the people that went into space the first time. Elon Musk would view himself as a trailblazer, right? So you can be a trailblazer without being a prick. So you can just be the trailblazer part, right? So trailblazer, you're going to find it real hard to beat that. Tell me a trail you've recently blazed.
Oh, God. Well, for me, I got onto the Directors UK board, but I don't know if that's trailblazing, but it's, for me, I was like, wow, in my life, that's trailblazing.
But it's potential to be trailblazing.
That is trailblazing.
And it's potential to be trailblazing, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
In that case.
Exactly.
I mean, you can change the system from within or from outside, right? So try and do both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the main reason I put myself out.
I figured that, right? Good for you. That's great. That's what a trailblazer would do. Let me be the first or the next to get through this. And now when I'm here, watch this space.
There's a few more that we haven't heard from. Can we quickly hear from Emma? I forgot you, sweetie. Sorry. And you're sitting right in the middle of my screen as well, staring at me. Emma, what's your...
Yeah, so mine was the way I was raised and what was given to me. And I think I have to re-own mine. Pioneer. That's how I was raised. I was always told to do. And I suddenly realized that that's what I've always been brought up to do, to think, everything. But I think I've stopped doing it and I have to re-own it. And that's how I always saw myself. And I think I've got a bit lost recently, and I need to grab that spirit of pioneering
and
again.
If we need anything from you at Naked, it's to pioneer, because the spirit's there, the need's there. And it's like Nikki's story, right? Her teacher got it right all those years ago, Shepherd, and it sounds like they got it right for you too.
Mm-hmm.
So get rid of all the crap that you've learned at university, et cetera, in the meantime, and get back to pioneering and trailblazing. You've got a trailblazing mate, you've got a trend-setting mate, you've got a bunch of people here that are going to be on that journey with you, which is real helpful.
Can I just quickly go, Evelyn? Evelyn, go.
Hey, well, I hope mine's not too childish. Mine's Queen Bee.
Queen Bee. I love it. Why apologize? Just say, you can't be a queen bee and apologize. No, take it back. You're not allowed to be a queen bee. You can't be a queen bee.
I'll
with
try
that.
harder.
You gotta claim it, man. You gotta be a queen. If you're a queen bee,
Mine's queen bee.
That's the one. Give me some finger clicks. That's the one. Queen bee. Love it.
Yeah,
I know
just
a queen bee, Evelyn, in Portugal. Yeah, I know one queen bee in Portugal, and she was embarrassed about saying it, like just like you were. And everything she does is a queen bee. And everybody else was laughing because we all know her so well. And she is, because the queen bee, I mean, everyone serves her. They do her work, but they do it out of love for her and out of respect for her. And she actually doesn't tell them to do anything. She just bees, as it were, right? And they all buzz around doing it all. And some people have that charisma, have that touch. So that's fun. Good on you.
All right, Bina, let's go, Bina.
Kind of split between two. One's originator, but that might, I don't know if it's a bit wishy-washy, or change maker.
I like them both. So they're both good and they're both different. Yeah. And I think you can build, you're doing right to think you can do better. You can add emotion to them both, maybe add a character that you admire, but which one is more you? Do you want to see? Apple's an originator and Microsoft is more of a change maker. So an originator is creative and a change maker is innovative. So it's a difference between a creative and innovative. And companies need both and people need both. But there's a difference between creativity and innovation, right? I'm creative, not innovative. I'm not into a lot of innovation. I'd rather originate, create, do something new, think about it completely differently. But Microsoft have a whole business built massively. And Tim Cook, Steve Jobs was a creator. Tim Cook's an innovator. Tim Cook has built a more successful company than Jobs. So your choice is to choose which one of those two things you have a slight bias towards. Do you instinctively feel one or the other?
What creative is what I feel.
I thought originator. You know why? Because you said it first.
Yeah.
So I would look at that and I would try to just add some emotion or some spirit or some creativity.
There's got to be a better word for it, originator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is. I just can't think of it right now. I need to sit down with a thesaurus and something.
Probably not. No, just sit down with a glass of red wine. It's probably better.
And we've got two more. Sidra, let's hear yours. Are you with us, Sidra, still? Ooh, Sidra, have we still got you? No, I think we've lost her. And Lawrence.
Hello.
Oh, you're there. Good.
Oh, sorry.
No
yeah, I'm a rebel and a disruptor.
Atta girl, and you're going through several wardrobe changes as we talk, right?
You know what? It's the Christmas party.
Of course it would be, because it's
it all got totally cancelled.
Lawrence is Diane. Okay, I get that. Sorry, Diane. I get you. And lastly, we have got Jay. Are you there with us still?
Me,
Yes.
Jay, because it's
Yes.
we got two J's.
We got two Jay. JD.
Hi. Well, the beauty of going lost is that you hear the similar things coming up. So I would definitely, I've started to claim my rebelliousness, because I pretended that I wasn't rebellious to try and fit in, but actually I am a rebel. And I'm also a visionary as well. So I think I'll combine those two. Those are the two things that speak to me the most.
And so what are we going to be? So you're a rebel, right? I like
Yes.
rebel.
Yeah. Maybe like I'm a creative rebel, or a rebel, something about being a creative rebel, because I don't like disrupting for the sake of it.
Right.
It's not just for the sake of being disruptive. It's actually because underneath it all is a voice for the voiceless. That's what I'm interested in, is those who don't have a voice having a voice through creativity, through through programming and through content. And that's unbelievably a rebellious thing to do, is to actually have people who don't have a voice having a voice.
Yeah, especially now, because it's just the loud ones that we're listening to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's a hero of yours? Who's a rebel in either literature or movies or your business or in film, or who's a rebel that you, or anywhere that springs to mind that you might admire, musician or whatever?
Oh gosh, so most of them are dead, so it doesn't really help.
No, you just choose a dead one.
I think, you know, for me, for my heart and for my culture, it would be someone like Bob Marley, just because he was speaking truth to power, and that was very, and actually made power talk to each other. So someone like Bob, for me, would probably be the person I admire.
Yeah, I mean, Raheem Sterling's close in that thing, right? Do you know Ronnie Spector, the Ronettes, who just died?
Yes.
She's like, if I was thinking of you, check her out. The way you're talking is the way she sung and tried to live her life. Very difficult for her because Phil Spector screwed it all up. So I think that territory of rebel is where you should go, because I think that's really intriguing, and you and the Marley thing is really uplifting. And he was right on a lot of stuff. Okay?
Right.
And a lot of the words he was and feelings he was expressing are frankly even more vital today. And if you can find inspiration in that, you know, I mean, you can do a 2-word equity and just call yourself Bob Marley, right? I mean, it's Jay Marley, right? Guys, I gotta go, I think.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, what a fantastic session. And I love I'm so inspired by your kind of 1-word equities and the kind of energy that you guys brought. So thank you so much. And I know that, you know, it was such a great session. Thank you so much again, Kevin, for being with us. It's funny, when I was growing up, my daddy always used to say to me about purpose. I always asked him what was the purpose of life. And he always say to me to make sure everything that you do has purpose. So I would kind of add that into the mix as well.
Yeah.
And also We Crashed is also phenomenal on Apple TV in a very similar spread. I'm going to go and check out what Kevin was talking about, but We Crashed is fantastic as well. It's the story of the WeWorks. So it's brilliant. You should also check it out. And that entrepreneurial spirit and trying to smash things and do things differently. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you again for kind of hosting another fantastic session. Babs, if you're still there, thank you. You're always wonderful and amazing. Guys, get on the links, start choosing your coaches. How exciting. Check out the broadcast link. How exciting. The sun is out. Oh my God, how exciting. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you for showing up and being you and being coachable and open and fantastic. We'll see you all soon, yeah? Lots of love.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Thank you.